Today we're getting into something truly strange. SCP-003, they call it the Bio-Mechanical Motherboard.
Yeah, and it's not just a catchy name. It's this entity made of biological materials, chitin, hair, nails.
Seriously, like actual organic stuff.
Exactly. But it's arranged and functions as a complex computer circuit board. It's completely paradoxical.
So not metal and silicon, but hair and fingernails doing computation. Wild.
Pretty much. And our goal today is to really dig into its two parts, 0031 and 0032, the crazy containment needs, and what happens when things go wrong, because they definitely do.
Let's start with 0031, the motherboard itself. You mentioned chitin, hair, keratin, like fingernail material.
All arranged in a pattern resembling a modern circuit board. But get this, the sources say it's ancient.
How ancient?
Like predating the earliest human circuit boards by thousands of years. It kind of forces you to rethink what technology even means.
Okay, wow. So it's biological, it computes, it's ancient, and it's sentient.
Considered sentient, yes. Though usually dormant or quiescent, as the files put it. It's not always on, so to speak.
Then there's 0032, the tablet.
Yeah.
What's its deal?
That's the countermeasure. It's a stone tablet covered in these runes nobody recognizes. They glow faintly.
And it's supposed to contain 003-.
Seems like it. It's got some kind of internal, non-biological computer running it. The thinking is it was specifically made to keep 0031 in check.
But there's a problem, right?
A big one. Its own power source, whatever anomalous thing runs it, has been slowly dying out for centuries.
So it's like a containment field running on a failing battery.
Exactly, which means the Foundation has to constantly pump external power into it just to keep it functional. It wasn't designed for that.
Which brings us to the containment itself. It sounds incredibly fragile. What are the main rules?
Rule number 1 is temperature. It has to be kept above 35 degrees Celsius, no less.
But ideally higher.
Yeah.
The notes say preferably above 100 C. Boiling point.
Right. That high heat seems to stress the biological components of 0031, the chitin and keratin. It makes that rapid growth it's capable of basically impossible.
So 35 degrees keeps it quiet, 100 degrees actively suppresses it.
Pretty much. Below 35 is the danger zone.
And there's more than just heat, isn't there? Something about biological complexity.
Yeah, absolutely. No living multicellular organisms of Category 4 complexity or higher are allowed anywhere near it.
Category 3, what does that cover roughly?
Think higher insects, vertebrates, anything with significant neurological complexity capable of, independent thought or action.
The personnel had to be screened.
Rigorously. Checked and even sterilized for any body parasites before entering the containment area. They can't risk introducing any complex life.
Okay, so keep it hot, keep complex life away, which makes the emergency procedure just deeply uncomfortable to read about.
It's kind of horrifying, yeah. If there's a total power failure and the temperature starts dropping,
what happens?
Assigned personnel, they have to make skin contact with SCP-00331 immediately.
Wait, touch the biological motherboard.
Yeah.
With bare skin. Why?
To use their own body heat. That 37 degrees Celsius from a human body might be just enough to push the temperature back over the critical 35-degree threshold.
You become a human heating pad for this.
Yeah.
This thing made of hair and nails.
Exactly. And the procedure says maintain contact even if it starts reacting, entering its activation state. It's a desperate stall tactic.
Relying on its reaction to complex life? Maybe confusion? To buy time? That's wow. A heavy burden for those personnel.
Absolutely. And while that's happening, everyone else is watching 0032, the tablet.
Second the runes?
Yeah. Their pattern, how often they pulse, the color. That's the only sign of how well the failing containment field is holding up. And they're desperately trying to get generator 003IX, the external power source, back online.
It's a race against time, basically. Human endurance versus potential catastrophic growth.
Precisely. And that potential failure, that growth, it's what happens when the temperature does drop below 35.
Okay, let's talk about that. The activation states. What happens first?
When it gets too cold, 003- starts growing exponentially. Stage 1 is what they call the inorganic expansion.
It just gets bigger.
Much bigger. It forms this shape, described as like an ophiuroid, a brittle star, 15 meters across. Huge, with a 3-meter central processing unit.
15 meters, that's massive. Where does the material come from?
It converts everything around it. Inorganic stuff, concrete, metal, air, and non-living organic stuff like dust, dead skin cells.
It just consumes the room.
Sort of. It converts it into this anomalous substance, reorganizing the area around itself. Basically, it terraforms its immediate environment.
But the tablet 0032 is immune.
Curiously, yes, the conversion process doesn't affect the tablet at all.
Okay, so that's stage 1, raw inorganic growth. What changes for stage 2?
Stage 2 happens if it comes into contact with living organic material during that growth phase, something complex.
Like a person.
Like a person, yes. Or potentially other complex life forms. When that happens, the growth pattern shifts dramatically.
How so?
It stops the sort of brute force expansion. Instead, it templates itself off the living organism. It tries to understand it, maybe even communicate.
Templates itself, like copies it.
It seems like it. The growth rate actually slows down significantly, sometimes by up to 90%.
Why would it slow down if it's trying to grow?
The theory is that it's diverting massive amounts of its processing power away from growth and towards analyzing the life form it just encountered. It stops building, starts learning.
It shifts from being a physical threat to an intellectual one, almost.
In a way, yeah. It becomes this massive intelligence trying to, I don't know, interface with or understand the life it's touching.
But 0032, the tablet, can still fight back during these stages.
It tries. It releases these bursts of radiation. Seems to temporarily slow or halt the growth of 003-1.
And if they manage to get the temperature back up above 100 degrees,
then the combination of the heat and that radiation burst can actually reverse the process entirely. Force 003-1 back into its small, dormant motherboard state.
which is crucial because there was that incident, MO3 Gloria.
Ah, yes. The MO3 Gloria incident. That really highlights the danger. This research team, they were doing procedures that deliberately risked 003 Titch's already failing power supply.
Why on earth would they do that?
They were apparently trying to establish some kind of link between SCP-003 and, well, the file just says data expungee, something important enough to risk a breach over.
Whatever it was, pushing 0032 led to problems. Addendum 00303.
Right. The first major issue. They ran a test. 0003-1 started growing, doubled its mass pretty fast.
But the tablet stopped it.
0032 managed a radiation spike, yeah. Reversed the growth. But the effort completely overloaded the tablet's failing internal systems. It shut down entirely.
Needed external power just to reboot. That sounds like a huge warning sign.
You'd think so. But they apparently tried again, which led to Addendum 000304, the full containment breach.
What happened this time?
They repeated the procedure. This time 003-1 didn't just double, it quadrupled its mass. And it didn't just expand.
It formed a body.
Yeah, a coherent outer shell, a structure. It broke containment, smashed into the observation gallery.
Where the research team was. MO3 Gloria.
9 members of the team were right there, and it made contact.
Physical contact. So stage 2 kicked in, the organic templating.
Instantly. It enveloped all 9 of them with these rapidly grown appendages, but then it just stopped growing.
Stopped.
For 15 minutes, complete pause in physical expansion, the team members were just held, while 0031 presumably analyzed them.
15 minutes of being held by that thing while it downloads you. That's terrifying.
Unimaginable. And when it started moving again, it had completely changed shape.
Ow.
It rearranged itself into a 3-meter-tall female humanoid form based on the people it was holding. Tentacles were still there, but coming from its hair and spine.
And it tried to talk.
Began making rudimentary vocalizations, yeah. An attempt at communication based on the human template.
How did they stop it?
And Agent Jackson managed to get through the chaos, restore power to the tablet 0032, and crank up the backup heating systems to get the temperature over 100 degrees.
And that worked.
It did. The heat and the radiation from the rebooted tablet forced it back. Took about 21 minutes, but it returned to its motherboard state.
What about the researchers? The 9 people it held.
Physically unharmed, incredibly. But the psychological trauma, I mean, you can only imagine.
Yeah, there were consequences for leadership after that, right?
Big time. 0510, the council member who okayed continuing the tests after the first incident, was removed from the 05 council. Unanimous decision by 3 other 05s.
So they took it very seriously. The MO3 Gloria procedures were shut down.
Indefinitely suspended. They realized they weren't just poking a weird biological machine, they were interacting with an intelligence that could potentially replicate or integrate human forms.
And this whole event underlines that 003 isn't alone, is it? There are connections to other SCPs.
Right. The analysis mentions similarities in its biology to SCP-ERG, SCP-1512, and SCP-2756. All poorly understood objects themselves.
So it might be part of a larger family or type of anomaly.
It suggests that, yeah. But the connections aren't clear. We don't really know how they relate, just that there are biological parallels. It's an ongoing puzzle.
But the biggest implication, the sort of existential threat, comes from the tablet 0032.
Yes. Some of the data they've managed to pull from 0032, even with its failing systems, seems to refer to an LK-class restructuring event.
LK class. That's reality-altering, isn't it?
Fundamentally world-altering, yeah. The data suggests SCP-003-1 might have caused one in the past and could potentially cause one in the future if it ever fully activates or breaks containment permanently.
So this small, weird motherboard made of hair and nails could literally rewrite existence as we know it.
That seems to be the potential threat, yes,
Yeah.
which makes its containment absolutely paramount.
Okay, so wrapping this up, we have this incredibly ancient, sentient biological computer, 003-1.
Held in check only by extreme heat and this other artifact, 0032, a containment device that's centuries old and failing.
And the whole setup is maintained by external power and the constant risk that a human might need to literally lay hands on 003-1 to prevent catastrophe.
A catastrophe that could be an LK-class restructuring event. The stakes are astronomically high.
Which leaves us with one final, really weird point from the source material about 0032, the tablet.
Ah, yeah. The strange part about its discovery.
It's described as non-sentient, right? Just an automated containment system.
Correct. That's the official understanding.
But the files also suggest that 0032 might have deliberately contacted organizations, including the remote viewing team that actually found it for the Foundation.
That is the contradiction, yes. Why would a non-sentient machine designed solely for containment and stability, why would it essentially send out a signal flare revealing its location?
Especially when that act invited human interference, which has clearly put stress on its systems and led to incidents like SCP-003 Gloria.
Exactly. If it's just a machine following programming for containment, that action seems counterintuitive, maybe even illogical. What purpose could revealing itself serve for a purely automated, non-sentient system?
Something to definitely think about. What is the calculation there, if any? We'll leave you with that question.